Good morning students, how are you all? Today we are going to study an interesting topic. How the camel got his hump. Repeat. How the camel got his hump. Okay. What do you see in this picture? Can you able to identify? What is this? Very good. This is the picture of a camel. Okay. See. The bulging part. This two bulging part is known as the hump. What is known as the hump of the camel? Is it very easy to get water in the desert, children? No, it is very difficult to get water in the desert. But the camel can able to survive for 6 to 7 months without food and water. The camel can able to survive in the desert for 6 to 7 months without food and water because it stores the fat. Okay, it stores the fat in its hump. So it can able to survive even if there is no food and water. Shall we move on to the story? In the beginning of years, when the world was so new, all the animals were just beginning to work for man. There was a camel and he lived in the middle of a howling desert because he did not want to work. In the beginning of years, when world was so new, all the animals were just beginning to work for man. Okay. When the world was introduced, what happened? The animals started to work. Okay, the animals started to work for who? They started to work for the man. When the world was introduced, who introduced the world? Who created the world? God created the world. Okay, so after the creation of the world, the animals started to work for the man. There was a camel and he lived in the middle of a howling desert. So at that time there was a camel. Okay, see here. This is the picture of the camel. So there was a camel and where did the camel live? The camel lived in the middle of a howling desert. So the camel is living in the middle, in the center of the howling desert. What is meant by howling desert? Is a large area, okay, large area that is filled with full of sand. Large area that is filled with full of sand, okay. He did not want to work, so this camel doesn't want to work because the camel is very lazy. Okay, the camel is very lazy, doesn't want to do any sort of work. Okay, next, see, food of camel. Now we are going to see what does the camel eat. Sticks, thorns, tamarisk, milkweed, prickles. Okay, sticks. You all know what a stick means. Thorns. What is meant by thorns? A plant or the bushes. Okay, a plant or the bushes that has the short points. A plant or the bushes that have short points. Tamarisk. What is meant by tamarisk? Look at here. Tamarisk means a kind of desert plant. A kind of desert plant. A plant that grows only in the desert. Okay, is called as the tamarisk. Next, milkweed. Milkweed is also a plant that secretes milky juice. Okay, it's a plant that secretes milky juice. Next one, prickles. What is meant by prickles? Look at here. The short pointed pot on the plant. So prickle is a short pointed plant. Okay. So the food of the camel is sticks, thorns, tamarisk, milkweed, prickles. It is a cruciating idol. It is a cruciating idol. So what is cruciating idol means? Cruciating idol is nothing but it is used to describe the camel. Okay, cruciating idol means it is used to describe the camel. If anybody spoke to him, he said hump. If anybody spoke to him, he said hump. If someone speaks to the camel, what does it say? This camel says only hump. Okay, next. The horse came to him on a Monday morning with a saddle on his back and a bit in his mouth and said, Camel, oh camel, come out and trot like the rest of us. So, the bull was introduced on the day of Monday. The bull has been introduced on Monday. At the time, who came? A horse came. A horse came with the saddle on his back. What is meant by saddle? Saddle is a seat. Saddle on his back and a bit in his mouth. Look at the meaning of bit is a metal bar used to control the horse. So it is a bar so that we can able to control the horse while we ride. And said, Camel, oh camel. See here, the horse is saying, Camel, oh camel, come out and trot like us. So the horse is calling, Camel, oh camel, come out, come away from the place where you are and trot. What is the meaning of trot? To move. Trot means to move from one place to another. So the horse won't be in the same place. It goes from one place to another. So the horse is calling the camel, come away from the place where you are and trot like the rest of us. Hump, said the camel. So what the camel replied? Hump, said the camel, and the horse went away and told the man. So after the horse is calling the camel replied only hump. So on hearing this, what did the horse do? The horse went away to the man and the horse replied that the camel is saying only the word hump. Next, after the horse, who comes? Dog. The dog comes after the horse. The dog came to him with a stick in his mouth and said, Camel, oh camel, come and fetch and carry the rest of us. So after the horse, a dog is coming and the dog is carrying a stick in his mouth. It is carrying a stick in his mouth and says, Camel, oh camel, come and fetch and carry like the rest of us. So it is calling the camel to come and have a stick in his mouth. Hum, said the camel. So what did the camel reply? Look at here. Hum, said the camel. And the dog went away and told the man. So after hearing the word hum, the dog ran away to the man, to the master. And it says that the camel is not coming. The camel replies only the word hum. Have you understood this? Shall we read the hard words? Tamarisk, a kind of desert plant. Tamarisk, a kind of desert plant. Prickle, a sharp pointed pot on the plants. Prickle, a sharp pointed pot on the plants. Bit, a metal bar used to control the horse. Bit, a metal bar used to control the horse. Trot, to move. Trot, to move. Next to the dog, there comes an ox. Camel, oh camel, come and plow like the rest of us. So the ox is calling the camel. Come away from the place where you are and plow. What is the meaning of plow? Plow means plowing the soil. So that we can able to put the seeds, and from the seeds the plants will grow. And the ox is calling the camel to come and plow like the rest of us. We are all working very hard. We are all plowing. So you should also plow like us. So come away from the place and work along with us. Hum, said the camel. And the horse went away and told the man. So for that, the camel is replying only the word hum. On hearing this, the ox went to the master. Camel, oh camel, come and plow like the rest of us. Hum, said the camel, and the ox went away and told the man. At the end of the day, the man called the horse and the dog and the ox together and said, 3 oh 3, I am very sorry for you. So what happened at last? The man is calling the dog, the horse and the ox. So he is calling the 3 and he says that I feel very sorry for you. I feel very bad. Next. That humping in the desert can't work. I'm going to leave him alone. So here the humping refers to the camel. He says that the camel is not ready to work. So I won't disturb him anymore. You must work double time to make for it. You must work double time. So the man is saying that instead of the camel, you three have to work double time. Okay? At the end of the day, the man called the horse and the dog and the ox together and said, "You three, I am very sorry for you. That humping in the desert can't work. I am going to leave him alone. You must work double time to make for it." Okay, have you understood this? Next, that made the three very angry, and they held a Palavar and Indaba and Panchayat and Pauvav on the edge of the desert. So what happened? The man said that the three have to work 2 times more. Okay, for that the horse and the dog and the ox was very angry. They got very angry. So they have planned to make a Palavar. Okay, what is the meaning of Palavar? Chatter. Chatter means it's nothing but a talk. Okay. So they have planned to arrange a Palavar and Indaba. Look at here, the meaning of Indaba is large meeting. Large meeting. And Panchayat and a Pauvav on the edge of the desert. You all know what is Panchayat mean. And a Pauvav. See, the meaning of Pauvav is a meeting or discussion. Pauvav means a meeting or a discussion. So where they have planned to keep? On the edge of the desert. So they have planned to keep at the edge, at the corner of the desert. Okay. They have made the three very angry, and they held a Palavar and Indaba and Panchayat and a Pauvav on the edge of the desert. The camel came chewing on milkweed and laughed at them. So at the time who came? The camel came. So the camel was chewing the milkweed. Milkweed means I already told it's a plant that secretes milk. Okay. So it's chewing the milkweed and laughed at them. So this camel is laughing at the horse, the dog and the ox. He said "Hump" and went away again. So after that, what did the camel say? The camel said only "Hump" and he went away from that place. Okay. That made the three very angry, and they held a Palavar and Indaba and Panchayat and a Pauvav on the edge of the desert. The camel came chewing on milkweed and laughed at them. He said "Hump" and went away again. Shall we read from first, children? Ox, camel, oh camel, come and plough like the rest of us. "Hump," said the camel, and the ox went away and told the man. At the end of the day, the man called the horse and the dog and the ox together and said, "Three, oh three, I am very sorry for you. That humping in the desert can't work. I am going to leave him alone. You must work double time to make for it." That made the three very angry, and they held a Palavar and Indaba and Panchayat and a Pauvav on the edge of the desert. The camel came chewing on milkweed and laughed at them. He said "Hump" and went away again. Okay, shall we read the hard words? Palavar, chatter. Palavar, chatter. Indaba, large meeting. Indaba, large meeting. Pauvav, a meeting or discussion. Pauvav, a meeting or discussion. Okay students, what do you see in this picture? This is the picture of jinn. Okay, see here. D-J-I-N-N. So you have to pronounce it as jinn. Jinn means it is the spirit with magical power. Spirit with magical power. So this jinn is in charge of all the deserts, and it has many magical powers. Okay. It comes rolling the cloud of dust to stop the Palavar and Pauvav with the three. So this jinn is coming to the rolling of dust. See here, rolling the cloud of dust. So this is the dust. Okay, so it comes like rolling the dust. To stop the palaver and powwow to the three. What is in the palaver? I have already told palaver means it is a chatter, okay, a talk. And powwow to the three. Powwow means it is a discussion or a meeting with the three. Who are the three? The horse, the dog and the ox. So this jinn is coming to stop the palaver and powwow to the three. Jinn of all the deserts, said the horse, is it right for anyone to be idle? With the world so new and all. So the horse is asking to the jinn that the world has been created now only. Do you think it is right to be idle without doing any kind of work? So the horse is asking to the jinn. Certainly not, said the jinn. So for that, jinn is replying, definitely not. Everyone has to work in this world. No one should be very lazy without doing any kind of work. All have to work. Well, said the horse, there's a thing in the middle of your howling desert with a long neck and long legs, and he hasn't done a stroke of work since Monday morning. He won't trot. So the horse is saying that there is a thing in this howling desert. Here the thing is compared to the camel. The horse says that the camel is a thing. So that camel is living in the howling desert. I already told howling desert means it is a area that is covered with full of sand. Okay. So the horse says that the camel has a long neck and a long legs. But the camel is not ready to do any kind of work. The word was introduced on Monday. From Monday, the camel didn't any work. He won't trot. I already told the meaning of trot is to move from one place to another. The meaning of trot is moving from one place to another. The horse says that the camel is not ready to go from one place to another. It remains in the same place. View, said the jinn, bristling, that's my camel for all the gold in Arabia. What does he say about it? So the jinn is saying that the camel belongs to me. The camel belongs to me. Of the Arabia. He says Hump and the dog, and he won't fetch and carry. So the jinn is asking, what does the camel says to you? For that the dog replies, only the word Hump. He won't fetch and carry. And also the dog says, the camel is not ready to come and work. It won't carry the stick in its mouth. Does he say anything else? Only Hump. And he won't plow, said the ox. So next to the dog, the jinn is asking to the ox, okay, what does the camel say? So for that the ox replies, the camel says only Hump, and the camel is not ready to plow in the soil. Very good, said the jinn. I'll hump him if you will kindly wait a minute. So the jinn replies, if you give me a minute, I will give a hump to the camel. The jinn rolled himself up in his dust cloth and took a peering across the desert and found the camel most cruciating idle, looking at its own reflection in a pool of water. After that, the jinn is coming along the desert. Okay, the jinn is coming along the desert by rolling in the sand, and he found the cruciating idol. Cruciating idol means it is a word that describes the camel. At last, the jinn found the camel. What did the camel do? The camel was looking his own reflection in the pool of water. So there is a pool. In the pool, the camel is looking its own reflection. Okay. My long and bubbling friend, said the jinn, what's this I hear of? You are doing no work with the world so new and all. So the jinn is asking to the camel, the world is very new. The world has been created just now only. But I hear you are not doing any kind of work. What is the reason for that? So the jinn is asking to the camel. Hump, said the camel. So on hearing this, what did the camel reply? The camel replied only the word hump. The jinn sat down with his chin in his hand and began to think a great magic, while the camel looked at his own reflection in the pool of water. So after that, the jinn was sitting down. Okay, the jinn sat down. He's holding his chin like this. Okay, the jinn is holding his chin like this and he's thinking what to do. And at that time, the camel looked at his own reflection in the pool of water. So the camel was again looking his own reflection in the water. You have given the 3 extra work since Monday morning, all on account of your excruciating idleness, said the jinn. And he went on thinking magics with his chin in his hand. So the jinn is saying that you didn't work for the past 3 days because of your excruciating idleness. Because of your laziness, you didn't work for the past 3 days. And he went on thinking magic. So after that, the jinn was thinking what to do to make the camel work with his chin in his hand. So he was holding his chin like this and thinking what to do. Hum, said the camel. Further the camel is replying, hum. I shouldn't say that again if I were you, said the jinn. You might say once too often. So the jinn is saying that if I were you, I won't use the word hum. But you are repeating the word again and again like hum, hum, hum. If I were you, I won't use the word. And the camel said hum again. But no sooner he had said it than he saw his back, that he was so proud of puffing up and puffing up into a great big hump. Good here? The camel said hum. Had no sooner he had said it, then he saw his back. So after jinn says, the camel is replying hum. Okay, after saying the word, the camel is looking at his back. So what happened? That he was so proud of puffing up and puffing up into a great big hump. So this hump begins to get larger. Okay, see the meaning of puffing is rising. So this hump is becoming larger and larger, bigger. It becomes to rising. Okay. Do you see that? Said the jinn. That's your very own hump that you have brought upon your very own self by not working. So the jinn is saying, have you noticed that? Have you noticed what is in your bag? It is all because of that you didn't work, so that you get your own hump. Today is Thursday and you have done no work since Monday. When the work began, now you are going to work. So what is the day today? The day today is Thursday, but the world was created on Monday. From Monday, you didn't do any kind of work. So this is the time to start your work. How can I, said the camel, with this hump on my back? Further the camel is replying, how it's possible to work? I have a big hump in my back. So how it's possible for me to work? That's made a purpose, said the jinn. All because you missed those 3 days. You will be able to work now for 3 days without eating, because you can live on your hump. So the jinn replies, it is all because of a purpose only. So you can able to work for 3 days without the food and water, because you have already eaten and you have already drank water for the past 3 days. Those fats will be stored in your hump. With the help of the fat, you can able to work for the another 3 days. And don't you ever say, I never did anything for you. Come out of the desert and go to the tree and behave. Hump yourself. So the jinn is asking, come away from the place where you are and join along with the three. Who are the three? The horse, the dog and the ox. Okay. So join along with the three and start to work. And the camel humped himself, humped and all went away to join the three. So the camel is ready to work now and he goes to join the horse, the dog and the ox. And from the day to this, the camel always wear a hump. So on that day, the camel got its hump because of his laziness of doing any kind of work. But he has never yet caught up with the 3 days that he missed at the beginning of the work. Okay students, from this lesson what you have learned? We have to do all kinds of work. Okay, we should not be lazy at all. Shall we read? There came along the jinn in charge of all deserts, rolling in a cloud of dust. And he stopped to palaver and powwow with the three. Jinn of all deserts, said the horse, is it right for anyone to be idle? With the world so new and all? Certainly not, said the jinn. Well, said the horse, there is a thing in the middle of a howling desert with a long neck and long legs, and he hasn't done a stroke of work since Monday morning. He won't trot. So the horse is going to the jinn and says that there is a thing in the middle of your desert. That thing is not ready to work. It is not ready to trot from one place to another. View, said the jinn, whistling, that's my camel. What does he say about it? He says, Hump, said the dog, and he won't fetch and carry. Does he say anything else? Only Hump, and he won't plow, said the ox. So, all the three are going to the jinn and they are complaining about the camel. The jinn is asking, what does the camel say? Further, they are replying, the camel is saying only the word Hump. My long and public friend, said the jinn, what's this I hear of you doing no work with the world so new and all? The jinn sat down with his chin in his hand and began to think a great magic. So what is the camel did? The camel saw his own reflection in the pool of water, and at that time the jinn started to think. I shouldn't say that anything if I were you, said the jinn. You might say it once too often. Bubbles, I want you to work. But the camel said, Hum again. But no sooner had he said it than he saw his back that he was so proud of, puffing up into a great big hump. So what happened after that? The camel got a big hump on his back. Do you see that? Said the jinn. That's your very own hump that you have brought upon your very own self by doing any kind of work. This has been made a purpose, said the jinn. All because you have missed those 3 days. You will be able to work now for 3 days without eating because you can live on your hump. And the camel humped himself, hump and all, and went to join the three. And from that day to this, the camel always wears a hump. Okay students, this is for your home assignment. Write the synonyms, antonyms, past tense in your classwork note. Okay, write the synonyms, antonyms, past tense in your classwork note. See you in the next class. Thank you students.